Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy! Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast. This is episode number 93, and this week we're finally going to get around to talking about the Nashville Rock and Pod Expo that happened like 17,000 years ago.
And I should have worn my shirt. I should have worn my shirt.
Nobody wore their shirt.
I know. And
hey, I got a good idea. Let's all go get our shirts on.
We're going to talk about the expo in Nashville that we went to, the Rock and Pod Expo, and we're all wearing our shirts. Wait a minute.
Yeah, our matching Smurf shirts.
No, corporate.
They're called schmirts. I call them schmirts.
No, it's the corporate.
The Best Buy Geek Squad.
No, it's the Geek Squad. Wait a minute.
No, it's Blockbuster.
Oh,
there we go.
I didn't hear. Okay, I don't like these shirts.
Maybe we're wearing the wrong one.
We should get rid of these shirts.
Let's try it again.
Fine.
Okay, let's start over.
There, that's better.
Oh yeah, I feel much better now. This is a cool shirt.
Anyway, like Dennis said, this is episode 93 of the Ages of Rock podcast. We are going to be finally getting around to talking about our experience at the Nashville Rock and Pod Expo.
Oh, so we unfortunately have to talk about death because we've had some people die in the rock world this week, and we lost another person that actually was kind of important to me. Not, I don't know how important, but somebody that I followed. I used to watch championship wrestling on Saturday mornings when I was in Evansville, and
guilty.
There was they're guilty. There you go. Guilty. There you go. And on Saturday morning or Sunday morning. Saturday. Oh, Saturday mornings, wasn't it? Saturday. Yeah. And yeah, Lance Russell, who was one of the hosts of that show, passed away. Yeah.
Yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, yesterday, the day before. And just kind of sad. I mean, I saw that and I was like, Tom Petty passed away and then him. And I'm like, damn, really? And then the other thing that went on this week, we'll talk about in a second. But, it's just kind of tough. But that dude was 91 years old, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. He's been through a lot of stuff, seen a lot of people. And the interesting thing is that, if you watch professional wrestling or don't or whatever, about every single person that was anybody in the 80s and 90s came through Memphis, came through,
right.
championship wrestling and out of Memphis. It was just amazing how many people that you look at back and you go back to, and it's like, damn, everybody. I mean, there was, it was crazy, but it's unfortunate, but you get old and it happens to you. But
Lance Russell and Dave Brown.
Yeah, the famous Lance Russell, Dave Brown. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Anyway.
So what's up? What else? Who else?
So Alan, if you want to talk about the Tom Petty, which we
go ahead and talk about Tom.
Yeah, Tom Petty. He passed away with 66. Is that right?
At age 66. That is correct.
Had a coronary, and the way that the media
cardiac arrest.
The way that the media dealt with that, though, was ridiculous. They jumped the gun. He honestly didn't pass away till it was 8:40 something Pacific time. So it had been almost 11 o'clock our time. I heard about it at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. TMZ was already jumping on it. CBS jumped on it. They ended up retracting it. CNN, I don't think ever posted anything until he was dead.
This Rolling Stone magazine posted it, and his wife and his daughter got all bent out of shape about that.
Let me tell you something. I will never get into an argument with her.
No, she's bitch slapping people all over the place.
Yes,
I don't mean that she is. I just meant.
I mean, if that was my dad, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, she had every right to be mad.
Absolutely.
The case was, I mean, theoretically he was dead. He was just brain dead. But the whole point is, let the family, let them get to the grips and let them do their thing. And supposedly, like I said, I took him off life support, and he passed away peacefully. They said so.
Yeah, years ago you would have found about it in the paper like 3 or 4 years later. Now you find out within seconds. Oh hell, they ain't even dead yet. That's bad. Bad.
And then Alan, you want to talk about the
And our final bit of sad news this week, by now everybody's heard of the Las Vegas shooting, and only thing we're going to say about that is our condolences to the family members. A good shout out to the people who stepped up and took care of people, the first responders that were already there. It could have been way worse than it was, but people in the crowd kind of took charge and protected other people in the crowd. So, yeah. Our condolences. Now let's move on. Let's move on to. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say I didn't realize that was across the street from the Mandalay Bay. Like it was across Las Vegas Boulevard.
Yards,
it wasn't.
Yards.
I thought it was there on the property, and I didn't realize that. So it's horrible thing, and then definitely our condolences go out. So all right, let's move on.
All right. So let's talk about happy. Okay, so like I said, we've had some guests on here the last few weeks. I've got a little bit behind on the stuff that I got, but there was a week here about 3 weeks ago. I wanted to dry hump my mailman.
Wait,
it started.
I got a text message I'm trying to reply to. What did you say?
I said dry hump my mailman. He was very
That's
kind.
What I thought you said.
Actually, she was kind. It's a girl. So
well, anyway. wait. Okay, I'm distracted for a second there.
So anyway,
so your female male person,
yeah.
you were gonna. Oh, okay.
No, because she was making my week that week. So Monday, I knew this was coming. I had talked to you guys.
Did she make your whole week?
Yeah, I was talking about.
If anybody listens to this segment of the show, they're going to go, what the hell is going on?
Anyway, I wanted a new copy of Alive. Here's my original copy. And of course, it's completely worn. I've had another one since then, but the records are crap. This one here is the new 180 gram. So the real, I said grain, the thicker things. But like I said, I haven't even actually listened to it yet. I haven't put it on the turntable. But of course, it has the brand new fold out, just like
I don't think I have that gate. I don't think I have that anymore. I think that ended up on a wall.
Well,
I don't know about you guys. Did you guys end up with stuff like that on the wall? I mean, I look back and I'm like,
my mother. I mean, God love her. One time, I mean, the good thing I didn't collect all my magazines and posters and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I always did that. I put them.
Oh, not the Kiss stuff. You collected the other magazines, right? You still have those.
She would be. So anyway, I got home from work. I got home from school one day, and I walked in my room, and my whole wall is a collage of Kiss stuff. She basically took this booklet, cut it, put it up on the wall.
I did it myself. I didn't have to have my mom do it. So,
and matter of fact, see this Gene thing right here, where his fist is. She cut the hole there and put it over my light switch. So that's where when I walked in the room, flicked the switch, Gene was right there at my thing. But I mean, she did because I had that great big 8 foot, or was it like a 6 foot by 4 foot poster. I had a bunch of the other posters, and she just did this big collage of stuff. And then went through all my books, like Team Beat and 16, and cut pictures out and taped them up, So it kind of good thing I wasn't collecting magazines.
I think I still have the Gene Simmons poster that hung behind my bed as my headboard.
Right.
I think I still have it. Not in very good shape. But it was a picture from the Alive 2 or Alive 2 tour, and he's got blood running down the front of him. He's standing there like, however, whatever.
The thing I did notice, though, is the quality of I mean, I know this photo's never been a really good photo, but the quality on the newer one is not quite as good. It looks a little bit more pixelized. So I don't know if it's just because the print.
They probably tried to
digitally copied it. Who knows? So anyway, that came on Monday, and I knew that was coming. I sent that through Amazon. Got that for actually $28 through Amazon. So on Tuesday, I got this. This is Foo Fighters.
Looks like a wallet.
Concrete and Gold. This is their new album. This album here took a little bit to get used to. Like I said, I heard a couple of songs off of it before it came out. The Sky is a Neighborhood, and then what was the other one that they had run? They were bizarre. And this album is very bizarre. It's not your typical Foo Fighter album. Matter of fact, the first time I listened to it, I said, "Oh my God, Dave Grohl has made his Elder."
It's not that bad.
No. The thing is, I like the Elder, but the thing is, I use it as just a reference because I always say that the Elder is a good album. It's not a good Kiss album. This here is a good album. I don't think it's not a typical Foo Fighter album. Of course, they've got a different producer. You know, they didn't go with Butch Vig this time. They went with this other producer. So it's really, and it's got a lot of layers. It's got a lot of, I mean, this dude just overproduced this thing hard.
It kind of, but the last one was kind of like that too, I think. I mean, I wasn't that impressed with the last album. Was the last album Walk? Is that what was on there?
No, that was the EP. That
Saint something or their EP.
That was an EP, but the last one was Sonic Highways.
Yeah, that was okay. I like that.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I didn't like the other one.
Super duper produced, but there again, there you go. Take a drink. My wife
have a drink today.
My wife Kelly loves it, and actually, after listening to it, I really like it a lot. There was a song on here, "Sunday Rain," which I thought was kind of odd. I was like, man, this is so Beatles sounding, and it's actually Dave's not singing on it. Taylor's singing on it, and the drums are kind of simple, kind of odd. Paul McCartney is actually playing drums on that song, so that's why I'm sure it's got that Beatles type sound to it. But anyway, but like I said, no. After listening to it a few times, I really like it. Now,
well, before you move on, you made the comment that this was Dave Grohl's version of The Elder.
Right.
My opinion about that is, I think every artist needs to be able to branch out from what people expect from them.
Oh, exactly. And the thing is, it's not really a surprise because he actually said something here a while back that he was wanting to do well, how did he say that? Pink Floyd meets Motorhead meets, this and that. I mean, he wanted to do something really off the wall, kind of a even he even mentioned
the walls Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
But it is
some of that too.
It's one of those ones that you got to listen to a few times. It's not a typical one, but anyway. So I thought my week was done, and I was like, I went on Amazon, and I'd ordered a CD, and it said, not available right now. We'll send it to you when we can get it, and it was like the week previous from that. So on Wednesday, all of a sudden, bam! I get another CD. This is the one that we talked about with Steve Michael on our program about when we did the Ozzy list. This is the Speak of the Devil. Can you see that?
I can see Alan in the mirror. You can see Alan in there.
All you can see is my head superimposed over Ozzy's face.
Gotcha. Oh, I'm doing it the wrong thing. There you go, right there.
Well,
so anyway,
you still see my face.
But anyway, this came, and the thing is, you can't find this thing very often. And I don't know because it's on Amazon. It's probably I'm sure it's probably not a legal copy. It's probably some kind of really.
If it's on Amazon, it's a legal copy, dude. They're not. Okay. They don't post bootlegs.
But I mean, you can't find this thing. Like I went on to like a Spotify. It's not. This album's like deleted from the record. It's just hard to find. You can't find. I mean, I can't find it anywhere. I went to all the stores. But anyway, I found it on Amazon. This album is so good. I forgot how good this album is. The day we got it, my buddy.
How good is it?
And we sit here. We sit here and turn the stereo up. I mean, we had that thing just rocking out, and it was like, holy shit, that sounds good. It'd been so long since I heard this album. But anyway, so yeah, 3 days in a row, and I'm like, Thursday, I kind of waited by the mailbox to see what was going to be there. Nothing showed up, just bills.
Were you sitting there perched up like?
Yeah. What's coming next? So anyway,
here she comes over. I'm humping her leg.
But no, it was a good week. But no, I still haven't played the live. I kind of want to get that on there pretty soon. Just been busy. Life's been busy, and. But anyway, and real quick, I told you I wanted to bring up one thing real quick. It's going to take 1 minute. Let me pull this up here.
That's what she said.
Guess what came out today? I didn't spring this, guys. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2018.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Oh, it did?
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to hear the nominees real quick?
Put the list on there.
All right, here's the list. Bon Jovi, Kate Bush, The Cars, which they were on last year, Depeche Mode, Dire Straits, Eurythmics, Jay Giles Band, Judas Priest.
Finally.
LL Cool J.
Yeah, I was going to say, get to the good stuff now.
The MC5, which I don't know why they haven't been already inducted. They need to be in there already.
I don't know any of their music. I got to go look at some of that.
Kick Out the Jams. Just look for that song. It's a great song.
Okay.
The Meters, the Moody Blues.
What'd you say?
Radio,
Meat Eaters?
The Meters. I don't know who the Meters are. I have no clue. They're probably anyway. The Moody Blues, Radiohead, Rage Against the Machine, Rufus featuring Chaka Khan, Sister Rosetta Sharp. I don't know.
It's
Nina
Sharp.
Simon, Link, Ray, and the Zombies. Which the Zombies should have been in their
under
your
your
first group.
Yeah. So anyway, that's your group for this year. Man, I hope Priest get in. That would be awesome.
I thought LL Cool J was already in.
Yeah, one of his other buddies got in, I'm sure, but there again, it's
Whatever.
not
Who cares?
Hall of Fame. But I thought you'd get a kick out of it,
Yeah, I was going to mention that, and then I forgot.
But the point is, Jay Giles had to die to get a mention to get into the damn Hall of Fame. That's what sucks.
Yep. Dead. Now you're dead.
Anyway, so
Well, I have something, Mr. I never buy vinyl. I bought vinyl.
I know where you got that.
Look at there. Hey,
Yeah,
whose
when we
name's
went
on there?
when we went to the Rock and Pod Expo, my good
says-
friend Mike was digging through one of the vinyl bins, and he's like, "Hey, Alan, take a look at this." And I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. Are you gonna buy it?" And he's like, "No." I snatched it out of his hand. I went and bought it. But it's got Todd Howard's signature right here, and right here our most recent guest, John Regan.
Yes, John Regan.
Yeah, cool.
Yes, and he signed it in '97.
97. There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
So even though I don't buy and collect vinyl, I wanted this one just because it had the autographs on it. So now all I have to do is find out how I can stalk Anton Fig and Ace Frehley and get their signatures. I'm actually more interested in getting Anton Fig's signature on it than anybody's.
What's he doing now? I mean, I'm sure
Everything.
he's playing music.
He does whatever he wants.
He does everything.
But I'm saying,
That dude is a busy man.
He was the staple with, was he
With the
still up with Letterman up till the very end?
He was with Letterman to the very end. I
Okay,
think
that's
that
what I
there
was
was a short period of time that he was not on the show, but for the most part, he did the Letterman show.
He had been in there for, God, he did that for years.
I
He is
believe
not the
that's why
drummer for the. He's not the drummer for the
He's
Roots.
not the drummer for the Roots. That's Questlove.
He doesn't look. He doesn't look anything like the drummer for the Roots.
The Roots. Who are the Roots? I don't even know.
They're Jimmy Fallon's band.
See,
He took over that slot.
hey, guess what? I've never watched Jimmy Fallon, and I'm proud
Really?
of it.
Jimmy Fallon's got a pretty good show.
You know what, dude?
Ace
If I could
Frehley's
stay
been
up
on that show.
if I could, actually, I did see that, but that was on YouTube. But dude, if I could stay up that late, I would. But dude,
Why
I go
not
to
stay up
bed,
that late?
I go to bed at 8:00.
We have these neat little inventions called DVRs.
Well, I know.
You put it on there and you watch it the next day at 5.
Can do that? Oh, holy shit! I'm like, no, I'm not a big Fallon fan, so sorry. Yeah.
I like Jimmy Fallon.
Do
okay.
you have anything to show off or showcase or anything, Bill? Or
Without
talk
taking your
about?
pants, just
Without taking your
yeah.
pants off?
Sorry, I can do that.
Without any
I
state of
don't-
undress?
I don't think so, and nobody want to see that anyway. Start vomiting profusely.
So what's the deal? Hey, real quick, guys, since we're talking and everything, we haven't really got to talk like this. Are we going to go to Atlanta? Is that our plan? Are we still going to think about that?
As of right now, I have every intention of going to the
I
Benny
am-
Vincent or the Atlanta Kiss Expo with special guest Benny Vincent.
I am.
It's at a nice hotel too. I've stayed there.
Yeah,
Well, they finally come up with a.
that was this week, wasn't it? They
yeah,
said
they just
Yeah.
came out with the location earlier this week.
Yeah, I've stayed there. It's nice.
Bill, you want to go?
It's downtown.
You plan on?
I do want to go. It's just I need to. I I'll know more here soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take some days off, and
about
that's first thing in January. So I'm gonna have to go because it's what, a Friday, Saturday.
That's on Paul Stanley's birthday. That's Friday, Saturday.
So we need to take a Thursday off.
Well, I think
the free thing is on Friday.
The Friday thing is the expensive meet and greet. So I think those tickets are sold out. So if you haven't bought one of those, there's no point in going Friday. Other than just
go down Fridays.
Just go down to party.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna go down. Well, we can meet up with Lee and all those other guys
Curtis.
from down in Curtis. Exactly. We'll go to Curtis's place, man. 10 high. We'll go over there.
Hell yeah.
Be on a Friday night.
I'm down.
Oh yeah, that's why I plan on taking off a Thursday, Friday. Is what I'm gonna go. I'm just that's my gig. I'm gonna do Thursday, Friday, and then whatever we decide to do. But I'll drive, dude. I'll fly. You ride with me if you want to. We'll go.
No, are you driving or are you flying? Because I'm not flying.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, the way he drives, it may as well be flight.
We'll even take the Lexus too. Well, I'm telling Kelly we're gonna ride in style.
Yeah.
But no, I seriously want to do that. I'm looking forward to that.
I just have a question. Are you going to bring like real luggage? Are you going to bring the Vera Bradley luggage, and you knuckleheads going to bring like a
trash
bag or a trash bag or a
no? I've decided
a laundry.
This kind of segues into our actual thing, though.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's talk about.
Let's talk about the expo.
Yeah.
So while we're on the subject, we'll just talk about this. So
this is what we're going to talk about anyway.
So we'll just start with this. So we're at the expo, and it's 3 in the afternoon, and so Dennis and I decide to go to the hotel and check in, and Dennis gets the stuff out of the back of his car. We take my car over there, and we're just going to leave it and walk back over. And Dennis opens the trunk, and he goes, "Oh, this is my bag," and I'm like, "That's like a Vera Bradley bag." And he goes, "Yeah, that's all I had. I just grabbed one. And I got a Vera Bradley bag." And I'm like, "Really?" So I've got pictures of Dennis with it up around his arm walking into the hotel.
I am confident in my
room,
sexuality.
And I'm like, no. How many rooms do you have? And I'm like, I hope we have 3. I hope we have 3.
We're together.
No, we're together. And he goes, "Oh, we're together." And I was like, "Oh." And then other people are standing there, and I'm like, this is my bag. My bag is like a duffel bag.
And it smells like a gym sock.
Not like that bag, so it's not the same bag.
I'm confident in my sexuality. I can take it. It was handy.
Okay, so but you have to understand that's the last time
part of the story.
The last time I go on a trip with one of these two clowns, it's Alan when we go see Gene Simmons, and he comes to my house. He walks in the house. He goes, "I'm ready to go," and I'm like, "You've got a laundry basket with your clothes in it." I said, "I'm not doing laundry." He goes, "That's my clothes. That's my bag. That's what I'm taking my clothes in." I'm like, "Are you shitting me?" I'm like, it's a laundry basket. And he goes, "That's what I do. I carry my clothes in that." And I'm like, "My God, what is wrong?" And then that was back in July, something like that.
Whenever it was.
June, July.
I've slept since then.
So the next time we go somewhere together, Dennis walks out with Vera Bradley. I'm like, I got nothing. So I called Lisa and I said, I sent her a picture. I said, she goes, "What is wrong with your friends?" And I said, "I don't know, but cheap." Next year we all had matching shirts. We all had matching shirts for the event, and next year we're all getting matching luggage.
We're just all cheap, and we grab the first thing available. That's the way we
Mine
roll.
is like a flat black duffel bag. I mean, like your backpack. It's like just nothing
cool.
simple.
You're just too
black. No, just it's not like some kind of weird.
All right.
Whatever, you clown. Okay.
All right.
So we're gonna recap this thing.
Speaking of expos, that's the topic this week. This week's topic is the Nashville Rock and Pod Expo.
We're finally getting to it.
The first and foremost thing that I want to say about the whole entire expo, Brian Cramp threw out the idea to do this expo, and Chris Czynszak ran with it. And, man, hats off to Chris. How that dude managed to pull this off with what few hours in the day there are, considering the workload that he had. Just a huge shout-out to Chris for making that happen.
Absolutely.
I think he's still trying to recover.
Absolutely.
No,
great job, man.
No, it was
and everybody that helped too. I mean, there were a lot of people that helped and pitched in.
Oh yeah, there was a bunch of people that
cool. It was very cool. Very cool.
Exactly.
That's why we're all wearing the same shirt today, because we matched at the expo. So if you didn't go, we had matching shirts on that you saw earlier in the show. So yeah, that was great. Look, it was a great idea, man. It was a marketing idea. We're going to be together. We're going to look the same. These guys are going to show up and they're going to look professional. And they Vera Bradley bags and
we're going to have embroidered Vera Bradley bags.
Yeah, we had embroidered shirts too. I mean, how freaking wow! How unrock and roll was that? So okay,
well, I think maybe there were people jealous of our professionality. Is that even a word?
I don't think there was.
But in a room of rock T-shirts.
Who are these idiots? Look at this. They're bringing in a flat screen TV. This guy's got a 16-channel mixer. What does he need with all of that shit?
Well, when we left and the three of us left and we came back, we all had matching shirts and we walked in. I'm pretty sure they all went, there's Dork number 2.
Yeah, we're going to have
Smurfs. What do we get? We got called, what was it? Smurfs. We got called Smurfs. We got called,
Best
what else?
Geek Squad.
Corporate Rock.
Blockbusters.
Corporate Podcasters.
We talked about this earlier, but yeah. Anyway, it was fun.
But anyway,
we had a good time. I don't care.
I tell you what, it was really interesting because, like, when we got down there, like I said, Alan and I left. We drove down that morning, left, and then we stopped at Waffle House, had breakfast, and we got down there.
And we also watched the residents of a hotel get fire alarmed out of there.
Oh yeah, that was funny when we
we'll meet you down there about 8. We'll be right there around 8:45, 8 or 8:45.
We got there at like 10.
8:45. What the hell?
But anyway, but the whole point was, when we got down there, we've only been doing this for a year or two, and like a lot of these podcasts, they've been going quite a long time. Plus, some of them have met each other before and had relationships and friendships beforehand. So we kind of come in there, and I'm like feeling like the new kid in school kind of deal. But it didn't take very long to where you didn't feel like that. We made a
shit ton of friends right away. Everybody.
You ain't a kid. I mean, everybody was super nice. Cool. I mean, it was just like, actually, you go in there and it was like people that you felt like you've known them your whole life. I mean, it's like, hey, how you doing? And and that's just people that I've only, seen on podcasts,
Yeah,
I haven't talked to them.
Julian Gill and Mark Anthony Kay and Gary Schaller and Ken Mills. I knew those guys from the KISS FAQ the KISS FAQ message board. I've been on that message board since whatever year it was he put it out. I was probably 2 years.
You've been trolling there for how many years?
Been trolling there for. Actually, I'm more of a lurker there than I am a troller. But I've known those guys online for.
Had you ever met any of them at any of the expos?
Until the expo here, I had not met any of those guys.
Gotcha.
Now, there are other people from the KISS FAQ message board and a couple of the other message boards that I've been on that over the years that I've met here and there.
Right.
But, and it was
Peep hotels. I mean, what?
Yeah. It was super cool to see, because Ken Mills and Gary Schaller do Podcast, and that is the oldest KISS podcast on the internet,
Right.
So for all of the years that they've been doing that, at the expo was the first time those two guys got to meet.
That was, to me, that was the most amazing.
Fantastic.
That was just the most, like, when you guys have been doing it this long and you've never met each other.
Well, that was weird.
Yeah, well, Gary lives in Canada. Gary lives in Canada, and I don't think he gets a chance to come to the States very often.
They don't let him out.
Yeah. They've got to keep that awesome guitar up north.
Yeah,
that's right.
But no, it was. I was actually, like I said, I was taken back by that. I was like, "Are you serious? They've never met each other."
And there was some funny stuff.
Oh,
there was some funny stuff. Those guys from Cobras and Fire had the funniest damn giveaway things. I'm telling you.
The jerk socks.
Jerk socks.
Oh my god! And unfortunately, I'm still not listening. I need to listen to them, and maybe I haven't listened to them yet. I need to do that so I can
the
I
best
can get
part
it.
of the
Apparently
jerk
that's
sock.
it's part of their thing.
The best part of the jerk sock was like, here, have a jerk sock. I'm like, is it used?
Yeah.
I don't want it if it's already been used.
And then they weren't part of the podcast, but they came down to. Well, I mean, they were. I mean, but they didn't have a stand up. But Stephen Michael was there. He came up from Atlanta.
Yep.
And he actually ended up doing some.
He interviewed some people.
Interviewed people.
He borrowed somebody else's stuff.
Sonny came in, so we got to meet him, which was really cool. Billy was there. Billy was there. And
Billy was there, yeah.
And I got to talk to Billy.
Jason. We forgot about Jason. We met Jason. So I got to tell a story about Jason. So I'm sitting at the booth, and we're sitting there doing some stuff. So this guy comes up and he says, "Hey, I really listen to your podcast a lot. I look forward to hearing it on Thursday." Yeah. And he said, I just would be interested. Do you guys have anything you could sign or anything for me? And I was like, what? I said, "Oh, thanks for listening to the show, man. I really appreciate it." And he goes, I didn't know if you guys had autograph things or whatever. And I'm like, from us, really? That's what you want? That? And he goes, yeah. And I go, hell yeah. And I'm like looking for something. So Chris had created these placards that people could sign and stuff like that. So I never got one. So you have one? Okay. So
that's the only thing I didn't pick up.
There you go.
And this is the one I had Mark Slaughter sign.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I signed that, and then Dennis and Alan signed it, and it was cool. It was like we have a fan that actually came to see us, and I was, to be honest with you, I was stoked. I was like, that was the highlight of the day for me. I was like, that is awesome. And then he chases down. He goes, "Hey, can I get a picture with you guys?" And
he came up to me.
That's really? Wow. I'm like,
he came up to me and he goes, "You were over there. You guys were like digging through the bins of records and stuff." And he came up to me and he was like real nervous section. He goes, "I really hate to bother you again, but is there like any way, I could maybe get a picture with you guys?" I'm like, "Well, fuck yeah, you can." Hold on a second, Bill, get your ass over here.
It was great.
And I was I think I have one of those pictures on my phone. So if we haven't posted it yet, I'll find it and post it.
Yeah. It was cool because
I was like, I was the same way. I was like, man, it's like this. You made my day. You actually.
Well, we were having our own individual fanboy moments with, that guy was like excited to see us. I'm like, really? Yeah, it was cool. And man, I hope you're still listening to the show, dude, because you really don't have any idea how cool that was for us.
Oh yeah. It made it.
I think it was probably way cooler for us than it was for him. Truth be known, Stephen Michael probably paid somebody paid that dude. They probably got video or something like that.
You want to do this real quick too? Let's just talk real quick. Talk about the people that we interviewed real quick to maybe give a little bit of insight on who we talked to. So Toby was our first guy that we came. Toby Wright. And we were all really nervous. I mean, it was like we come down there too. We were severely nervous, and
he
coming up out of the blue.
He showed up early. It caught us off guard.
Yeah, so we had tried to sit down, and we had this. Well, the whole point too, though, we had this. Everybody else was doing like these. They look like professional podcasters. Had all these microphones set up and stuff like that, and talking to each other on the table. And here we are. We got this like little camera. We're trying to figure out how to do video. That's what our whole thing was. So we just basically put a guy on the chair, and we kind of all surrounded him with the microphones, which ended up it worked perfect. I mean,
Because I know my shit. That's why it was perfect.
Wow.
But anyway, we started out with
cool. It was
and it was like cool. He was very cool, and he had a good time. And we talked.
And then you two clowns threw me to the wolves. Go ahead, Bill. You take care of it. Just do this one. You do the first one. So I got to think, and you played on it, and you were like produced every Kiss record ever, and every record that anybody ever known, and it was bad. So, and then we had to restart it, and then I don't believe it got edited out. The first part that we did, is that right? Did we not edit it?
I edited it out.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I thought I didn't get edited out.
So nobody's seen.
I look like a total. Oh yeah. So I don't look like a total moron, which is great.
I did see some other interviews with Toby with some other groups, and there was some other information that was not correct in Toby.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So
yeah.
it's no. I think he just takes it like a grain of salt, and he's like, you know what? He was a really nice guy, though. I mean,
very nice guy.
Everybody we interviewed that day was super duper duper nice. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better.
So who was number 2?
Was that Gary?
We did Gary Corbett.
Yeah, that was Gary Corbett.
Yeah,
that was cool. That was really cool.
Dude, he was actually really cool because I wasn't really familiar with him too much, but man, just as a person and sitting down, and he was just open about stuff, talking about stuff, and really liked the guy.
And he told us a lot of cool stuff. I mean, I had no idea that, he helped write a lot of songs that, I didn't have any idea he was part of. So
right, exactly.
It was really cool. Yeah, great guy. He could have sat there for probably another hour and talked to us. It was neat.
I'm trying to remember now. We were doing this so late as far as after the fact. Who was next? Was it?
Was that when Matt McCormack came up and said, "Hey, I wrote a song"?
No, he was later.
Was he?
No. He was way later.
So was the next one would have probably have been Rick Rule, or was that Walter Egan?
Yeah, Rick.
Well,
who?
It was either Walter or Rick.
Walter
I think it was
came
Walter.
in late. Well, anyway, Walter. So anyway, we'll just go with that. Walter, I seen him when he came into the room, and I'm like, holy shit! So here's, this was my fan.
Dennis's
my
palms
fan
were all sweaty and stuff.
Oh, dude, I was like, and the thing was, I mean, I know I came off kind of stupid, and imagine that was really hard for me.
Stupid.
Well, but the whole point was.
You come off any stupider than normal.
I had in my head that I didn't want to stay on Magnet and Steel. I wanted to kind of work with, maybe some of the other stuff he's doing. I knew that he recorded some new albums and stuff, but
he stayed on
But the thing is I think he's done enough interviews over the years and he knows what to do. And he just basically went with Magnet and Steel and told us the whole story. And there was things that I was going to ask him about Lindsey, and all, see Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. But I was kind of curious, like, should I ask him that? Maybe there's some, I don't know what to say. Dude, he just threw it out there, and he just kept talking and kept talking. And then we got talking about, then I put it in my head, I was thinking about, that had to be at Sound City when they did that. And then, of course, he's go Sound City, and I'm like, damn, I said, that's exactly what. So then he starts talking about Sound City and all that. Dude, he was he was an easy interview because he's basically like a wind-up toy and you just let him go. And
just sit there and go, okay.
And just listen, because I was just like going, yeah, because I was just like, I wanted to hear. And he tells it, and he said that he does some work down there a lot because he lives in Franklin. So he comes up in Nashville quite a bit. He does that, what's the place they do the round over there that, God damn it, songwriters and stuff. It's that
I don't know.
Famous place. Anyway, he does like one of those things where he goes and kind of talks about his music and then plays and stuff. He's built this up. He knows how to talk about stuff. But I ended up coming home and then listening to a lot of his new stuff, and it's actually pretty good. I mean, he does. I like his new stuff.
Cool. Yeah, he was a good guy. That was an easy
really
interview.
Nice guy. Yeah, I liked him.
And who was next? Was it?
So I think at that point, that's when Rick Rule came in.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I don't have a picture of Rick Rule.
Do you have did you see that video that he did? I know that somebody Chris posted.
That was a Decibel Geek, Every Mother's Nightmare. That was a Decibel Geek exclusive.
Right.
That was a Decibel Geek world premiere. They got to premiere that video, which I think
that's cool.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's neat.
Did you guys see it? I mean, I didn't see it.
I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it.
I haven't either. So
I
have to watch. But anyway, yeah, same with me. Life's been crazy lately. So
but he was cool. He was
really super cool.
He was funny.
He was very down to earth, kind of a guy lived in your neighborhood kind of guy. Down the street, maybe had a 4-wheel drive truck parked on the side of the house. You go down and drink a beer with the guy. He seemed really cool though.
I think he's drank a beer or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
He was a nice guy. And it was kind of cool because we didn't really know we we were supposed to be interviewing him. We had signed up to interview people. You could do that, and
right.
You know, he called him his handler. That's what
yeah. That guy says,
"Hey, you guys have an interview with Rick Rule." I'm like, okay, fine, no problem. We're like, I'm not sure who this dude is, and so I'm talking to him, trying to distract him while Dennis is trying to look up on this phone more about him.
They come out because they did. They come out of. They come out of. I mean, they come out of left corner.
Yeah, like,
we're like,
no idea.
Sure, we'll interview you. I don't know who this guy is, so I have to look it up. But no,
now we know it was good once we figured it out.
Oh, it was cool. Good.
He was a good guy, very good guy. Got a new album coming out. It's like what, October 16th or
something like that.
Something like that, right? So pretty soon. So
check it out.
Hope to listen to it for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then we had
after that. That's when Matt McCormack showed up.
Okay.
Because we interviewed him before we interviewed Christopher.
Yeah, and he was just kind of walking by, and I kind of started chatting with him for a minute. He had a little.
See, I left. I remember I was outside. I didn't
even
get in that interview.
Yeah.
And what was his? I can't remember. What was his deal? I didn't even watch it.
He co-wrote that song with Gene Simmons.
That's right.
And then he had some issues, and Gene let him put it out and stuff like that. So
gotcha.
It's kind of cool. And then we had Scott Van Zant, right?
Scott Van Zant. I tell you what, that was one of my favorite interviews. I like that. That guy is super duper duper cool, and didn't realize his stories that he talked about Gene, about writing with Gene, were just hilarious. I mean, I was like, "That's."
He sat there for. Okay, so what y'all
didn't see.
Don't know is what you didn't see and what didn't hear on the stuff is that when we were interviewing them, they were trying to interview him, right? Was when they were playing the
heavy metal parking lot
video, and then they had a couple of people from the video on there, and they were having a question and answer thing, and we couldn't hear crap.
It was so loud.
It was super loud.
So we were sure. So we quit talking and turned it off, and then sat there for 20 minutes probably. He sat there with us for 20 minutes.
And we just talked bullshit.
We just sat there and shot the shit. And he was cool. It was really cool. And he was a really cool interview. I liked him. You know, it's kind of interesting. You go through these things, you see these names, and honestly, you see some of the names, you kind of go, I don't even know who that dude is. And we do some research to try to figure out who those people are and stuff like that. And it's like, wow, so there's a one connection. And then as they start talking, those guys have done a ton of stuff, you know? And you don't even know it, but that was a cool guy. I liked him.
He come in. Well, he rode in. He rode his motorcycle in.
Yeah.
So he's a biker kind of guy.
Into Nashville, not into the building.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But didn't he played it the night before? Didn't he at that gig?
Yeah, he played with
the
Desolation Angels.
Desolation Angels, which is a Bad Company cover band, right?
Tribute band.
Well, they do a cover band, tribute band. Plus, no, I didn't mean it being a bad thing.
Being a smart ass.
Him and Greg Magnus and some other guys. Yeah.
Right.
I like to see them. They play there all the time. So
yeah, I'd like to see that
cool
too.
To see them.
But no, he was super. Like I said, when he started talking about the Gene stuff, and then I was like, "Oh, that's really funny." I mean, and then we started talking, about his gear and stuff because he is a guitar player, and I was curious about what he, So no, he was really, really interesting.
That guy's done a ton of stuff. I mean,
oh yeah, he's
a ton of stuff.
Well, a lot of TV, movie, and that kind of stuff.
And probably everybody that's listening to this has heard something he's done.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Yeah,
Video
you have
game.
no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. Yep.
So after that was
our last
Christopher Williams.
Christopher Williams, who
that
turns out
was
to be
an acceptable interview.
I actually texted him the other day. I said, "Hope your tour is doing well."
I saw that.
I said, we're going to be going to Nashville this weekend to see Ed Sheeran. I said, sometimes you have to do stuff to make the wife happy. And he actually texted back and he goes, LOL. He's like laughing about it. But no, dude, he's turned out to be a really nice guy. And I've talked to him quite a bit since the interviews, just text him every once in a while. And he always texts back. Just a genuine, very nice person.
Yeah, and then we even got him on another episode.
Yeah,
he was great. That dude was killer drum kit that he had there. He had the Peter Criss drum kit from the '96 tour, and just it was cool. He was a great interview, and he's another guy, right, that got totally roasted. We had some guys that got up there and tried and were making complete asses of themselves. I don't care. I'm just going to call it out. They were just and they were screaming, and people were trying to interview people, and it really ticked some people off. But actually, it kind of ticked him off. He was like, "These people are rude. Why are they so bloody rude?" And I said, "I think that's their shtick." But anyway, so we had a really good interview with him in the end. But wow, I'm like really out of focus.
Ooh, you are out of focus.
What happened there?
You got too close to your camera.
Yeah, I did. Got it all freaked out.
It'll come back.
Anyway, so
it's got I thought it's got an ugly monitor on it.
It does have a went off. But anyway, so it's really not coming back. So if you're listening to this, you can't see that I'm like fuzzy. So did you see that?
That's clear. That's clear.
That's perfectly clear. Yeah. All right. So anyway, I thought it was a cool interview. I liked interviewing Chris, and actually I liked all the interviews we did. I thought they were cool. I thought that even doing Rick that we weren't expecting turned out to be pretty damn funny, and that dude was great.
You know what though, I did find it was very interesting was we had another guy that came up to us, and I'm sorry that I can't remember his name right now. I can find it and we can post it at some point. He came up and talked to us, and he said that he was basically in line. There went Bill. Okay. He was basically in line to be the replacement for Brian Johnson. And
yeah, that was Greg Magnus. Yeah.
What's that?
Greg Magnus.
Oh, okay, that's the name.
Yeah.
So anyway, he even said, he said, I've had it up until the point where you've been doing that hand.
Keep talking.
There, he's back.
But anyway, he said that he was up to the point where he thought he was going to get it till here come Axel coming in. So anyway, when he kind of left, I was like, I was kind of like, okay, And then I come home and I looked up. He said, well, look up this video of me playing at the at that what's that thing that down in Nashville that they have the whatever it is. But anyway, shows him singing a song from AC/DC, and I'm like going, holy shit.
That's The Residency, right?
Yeah, the Residency. But anyway, he sings a song, and boy, I tell you what, he is Bon Scott. I mean, on hard. I mean, he sounded really good. I'm like going, no wonder he almost had that job, But he threw some figures at us, and I won't mention them here, but Axel got a lot better deal than he did.
Well, yeah, Axl Rose versus
right.
Greg.
So but I'm saying
we need to get Greg on the show. We got to reach out to him. I don't have his. I think we can get on him on Facebook or something. I have a couple of people that we need to see. Okay. Greg wrote his number on there, or wrote his name on there, so I wouldn't forget.
See, you were talking to him, but I remember, and I don't remember getting his number or anything. But yeah, we do. I would like to talk to him because I would like to know that process that he went through. I mean, he was there. I mean, and he was up there actually.
Yeah. And, so we have to get him on there.
Yeah, we need to get him on there.
Yeah. We're going to have to wrap this up pretty quickly. But before we do, right. I want to give a shout out to the Dandy Classic Music Hour. They were doing a bit. I think there were 2 or 3 other podcasters up there with him.
Pods and Sods.
Pods and Sods. Which one is Matt Porter in? I think he was up there.
Kiss Room.
The Kiss Room.
Yep.
They were up there, and they were counting down their top 5 Kiss songs, and I wrote mine down on one of these things with all of the podcast logos on it, and I ran it up there and just set it on the table, and I basically crashed their show, and they read all of my selections off of there. So I just wanted to give Randy a shout out from the Dandy Classic Music Hour for being a good sport and not being too big of a dick to me.
He was a cool guy.
Yeah,
I don't think they were
cool.
big Kiss fans, so which is kind of cool. That was all right.
And we've done some.
But
cross stuff. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So but at the end of the night was kind of cool. Right. I mean, Dennis and Alan got to play in a band, kind of a impromptu throw together. How many were there? Like Pod, 6 to 8 songs.
Yeah, it was the Rockin' Pod All-Star Band.
Yeah, and it was cool.
I played on.
Got to Choose.
Got to Choose, and then Surrender. toward the end.
Yeah, so it was cool. It was fun watching you guys up there. Look like you guys are having a great time, and
everybody did a good job.
I was jealous. Actually, not to be honest with you, I was out mowing the other day listening to some Kiss stuff, and I'm like, I should have Noah teach me that. So when I go down there, I'll just say I'll play in that, and you guys are gonna go, what?
He was jealous he didn't have a Vera
awesome.
Bradley bag. Is what he was jealous.
No, I was not jealous of that. Okay, it's time to go.
All right. Yeah, big shout out to everybody that was at the Expo. I hope that they have another one.
We had a great time. We had a
2018. I mean, there was honestly there'll probably be some animosity and barbs shot across the fence at each other in 2018, but 2017 it was nothing but a love fest.
It was.
I mean, it was. Sure. Yeah. Anyway,
great
till next week. Time. Peace out, folks. Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.